today we'll be talking about shoring and underpinning of adjoining buildings. Wow, what a mouthful. What does all of this mean? Well, by the end of this lesson, you will know exactly what shoring is. You will know exactly what underpinning is. You will know exactly what adjoining buildings are. So stick around and let's get right into it. First of all, let us define what shoring really is, okay? Now, shoring is the process of temporarily supporting a building, okay? So it's a support structure, okay? Well, there's different ways of doing it, but the important part is that it's a temporal support structure, okay? Shoring comes from shore. You can use timber or metal props. It may be vertical, angled, or horizontal, and all of these members have different names. We'll get through it, and also how you put them vertically, how you put them horizontally. We'll get to see all of this. Okay, I guess let's go to the next slide. Now, I do want us to start on a good foot here, where we can actually see a live demonstration of shoring. So I do have a little video that I would like to share. So what I'm going to do then is that I'm going to stop sharing here. Okay, and I'm going to share a different screen, okay, where we can see this video. Oh, wait a minute. I need to share the sound as well. So let me stop that. Let's make sure the sound is included. There we go. Okay, we're all good now. Let's go back. Okay, so let's listen to this short 3-minute video. Then we will continue.
During construction, there are several types of shoring used to support structure from collapse so the construction can proceed without delay.
Raking shore consists of inclined raker, one end against wall and other end on the ground, used to support lean and brush wall. Multiple raking shore, usually used in tall buildings, typically use one or more raker in the same vertical plane. Flying shore, applied when two gable walls adjacent to a building to be removed, provide a clear working space under the shoring, can be used to any parallel surface unless the span exceeds 12 meters. Double flying shore, same concept with flying shore, can withstand heavier load for usage up to 50 meters, suitable to use when load too much for single flying shore. Now let's see deck shore. Used to support deck load, used to support upper part of wall while lower part to be removed.
Well, I sure do hope that you understood everything that was being demonstrated in that video. What I'd like to do now is just to go back to the presentation. Now that you have seen a visual concept of the things we are talking about, we can now go back with a clear mind, knowing exactly what it is that we are talking about. Okay, so as you can see, we've watched this video now. Let's go on. Now let's talk about the threats that are involved with shoring. Okay, what are the things that are involved? Remember, collapse is the major threat, but we need to know what causes collapse of these um, shores. So removal of supports during demolition or alteration works. So if you're really removing anything in the building, then you need to bring shoring in. Whether you're removing the bottom or the top, it doesn't matter. You need to bring shoring in to for support for the removed part. And then creation of new openings. If you're putting a new opening in your building, then you do need to put in shoring. Extra loads, if you're going to add extra loads on the building, such as another floor, then you need shoring. Work under construction, gaining strength. That means that if there's a lot of things that's going to be constructed in a building and you need extra strength, so you provide shoring. Predicted dangers from the outside. Maybe it's too windy, the place is a windy place, there's going to be a storm, so you might need to put shoring ahead of the storm. Degeneration of the structure. Let's say the structure is old, so it's degenerated, it needs extra support for it to be strong again, so you put strong shoring. So these are all reasons to put shoring in. Now, let's talk about dead shore. The dead shore is the last one that you saw, right, in that video. If you don't remember, just go back a little bit, just rewatch that video, and you will see the dead shore being the last demonstration there. But let's just talk about it a little bit. A dead shore carries the vertical load of a wall or floor and should be erected when rescuing personnel are working below a wall, ceiling, or floor. So really, it's about it. If you're going to remove the bottom of a place, then you need dead shores to support the top part of that wall or the top part of that building. Okay, so just remember that it has to do with removing the bottom of the wall. Now, the principal parts are the sole piece, head piece, vertical shore, and other use such as braces, wedges, and dogs. Now, you've seen this in the videos as well. They actually showed them and labeled them as well. So if you don't remember, you know what to do. Just rewind this video, look at it again, and you will see them. But we will get to talk about them. Okay, so there's a method of erecting dead shores. Okay, you can read through this if you want, but essentially the whole idea, let me just read it a little bit for you and then I'll get to explain. The sole piece is laid down in position, taking care that it is placed on a solid foundation. So that's the important part. Your foundation has to be solid, because if your foundation of the shore is unstable, then it won't be able to do its job of, handling the loads that are on top. We did a whole lesson about foundations and how they're done, why they're important, the kind of soil that's there, and the different kinds of foundation you apply to different soils. So you need to take into consideration all of that to make sure that your foundation is absolutely solid, because unless your foundation is solid, then the shore won't be that effective. And then braces are necessary. Braces are just typically they are diagonal parts just to offer extra support to the main members of the shore. So there we go. This is a dead shore, as you can see. You've got horizontal members, vertical members, and then you've got the bracing as well, which are diagonal pieces. And the whole job of this dead shore is to provide extra support for really just for the top part of this wall. Okay, and then we got raking shore. Well, it was there in the video, you saw it. The raking shore is a structure that is used to support any walls that aren't structurally sound within a building. So these are just supporting the walls on the side. You saw the video there. You can also have a double raking. Remember, raking is just a rake is the diagonal member, but we'll see them demonstrated in my demonstration on the next slide over here. But it has rakers. Okay, so those are the main members, but it also has a rider, a bridge. But let's just see if I have, these are some more members of a raking shore, a wall plate, a cleats. All of these things, man, they were there, but just to show you on a drawing. So you have the rakers, which are the main members. These are the diagonals. This one is a double raking because it has double members of the rakes, which is two members, as you can see over there. Then it's got bracing and some more detail that on the wall, that's the wall plate. Then you've got a cleat there and a needle, and it's just to join the wall, the plate, and the raker. Some more bracing these diagonal members as well. So yeah, that's the detail briefly. And then you got flying shores. You saw them in the video as well. They were there. A flying shore, a method that companies use when they are two buildings involved. So remember, it was between two buildings, and then you put in the middle of those buildings, you put a flying shore to make sure that the buildings are well supported. They support each other as well. It can be double shored as well. Okay, this is something important about flying shores. Flying shores are not used when the distance between the walls exceed 12 meters. So if the distance between the two walls is more than 12 meters, then you cannot use a flying shore. Okay, so this is a flying shore over here. You see, you got two of these walls, and then the flying shore between them. It also has wall plates and all of these clits, and this bracing as well, and the wedges. This is a double one, also demonstrated in the video. Double because it's got two of the main members. Remember, the main members on the flying wall are the horizontal members. Okay, so there we go. And then you've got anchor pinning. This is just talking about more detail of the actual composition of shores. A ground anchor generally consists of a steel tendon and is grounded into pre-drilled hole in a rock or soil. It's just, talking about those basics that you need to consider. The basic components of ground anchor are the bond length, free stressing length, and anchor heads. Don't worry too much about these details. It's just talking about how you actually, anchor these shores at the bottom, and also, where the joining members as well. So you can read this for extra reading. Can go ahead. It's talking about the soil anchors, and all of that. You can read this. This is just more detail. As you can see here, this is shoring from this video here. This is a wall, and they are putting pins in it. This machine, this plant is drilling the pins in or knocking them in, either way. Okay, so let's talk about underpinning. Underpinning is a process of reinforcing a current foundation or footing when the proposed works are too much to bear further loads on the wall, or because the existing foundation is failing. So if really you don't have enough foundation on your building and you want to extend the foundation, then you will need underpinning. Let's see how that looks like. Okay, you can read this if you'd like, but I just wanted a demonstration. So here, what we have here is a situation where you have a floor and you have a foundation that's initially small. So now you want to extend your building, make it a double story, and to do that, you need extra foundation, right? So what you do then is what we call underpinning, meaning you are going to extend your foundation. So you need a jack, just to hold the current foundation up. And as you can see what's happening here, hold the current foundation up. After you are done digging, you can now put your foundation under there. Okay. So jacked precast piles, well, it's always better just to show you a picture than just to read all of this method of doing it. So let's go to the picture. There we go. So you got a jack underneath, as you can see here from this picture. If you've got a jack and it's got a pump. Remember, a jack it works with compressed air, so it needs a pump for the compressed air to move it up and down. So you put the jack there, while you as you can see, you put the jack on top of concrete section there. This is also just to extend the foundation, to hold this in place while you're still digging up another foundation, to make sure that it remains stable and doesn't move as you are now removing the supporting soil or supporting foundation under the building. Okay, so some more details here. As you can see, this is a jack pump as well. It's just the same thing with a little bit more details. Well, we have now come to the end of this lecture. I think that's all I wanted to share with you today.